Previously on Bikes, Booze, Bigfoot. We're heading down to it's Van Buren. It's like a northern suburb of Fort Smith, Arkansas. Welcome to Arkansas.
It was the last couple of hours my bike started acting up. It won't speed up. So hopefully tomorrow goes a little bit better. That was a little worrisome because I couldn't get around cars as fast. It is day 2. We're getting ready and packing our stuff. We're going to be hopefully going to a nice national park. We'll see which one. We were looking at some places last night. Looked better than others, so I think we're going to make our decision at the last minute. There we go. So this is my top case. I have this trolley thing that I can carry behind me. I take it off, carry everything I need back inside, and then I can just trolley it along. And that on top of I carry our bathroom stuff, and then we have my duffel bag of clothes. So I just have a lot to carry generally, so this helps.
I think it's supposed to be a really nice ride to the, I believe it's Wichita Mountains is what they call it. I'm not sure the pronunciation, so sorry if I mispronounced that, but we're riding through there. About 3 hours of ride time this morning, and then we'll be in the national park. Yep, just running off the road. It's all good. It is warm. It's already 80 degrees out, and it feels like it. We need to come up with a term for people who just pump the gas, they can't go at constant speed, don't use cruise control. And what is the term? I just can't imagine pumping my accelerator that much. It's our cruise has been set, and he's at anywhere between 70 and about 85.
So suddenly, without any warning, my motorcycle started coughing and bucking. Its engine sounded almost like it was hiccuping. My once fairly reliable companion that carried me through thousands of miles was unexpectedly giving up on me. I was confused, thinking it was something I did wrong yet again. I realized I could be stranded in an unfamiliar place far away from home, with no way of getting back the way I came. The initial shock churned into a sinking feeling in the pit of my stomach as I comprehended the extent of the situation. Our meticulously planned trip had been abruptly interrupted, and the anticipated joy was replaced by a sense of loss. Thoughts of missed opportunities and experiences that would remain unfulfilled flooded my mind, casting a shadow over my once bright enthusiasm. I wondered if I would be able to get back home and get to work in 3 days. I wanted Ben to go on without me, as it was his vacation too. The disappointment was overwhelming. As I planned my next move, I knew I couldn't let this setback define my entire trip. I had to find a way to navigate through this challenge, to turn this unfortunate event into a story of resilience and triumph.
We made it to Hot Springs, stopped for lunch and a beer at Superior Brewing, and decided to check out Bathhouse Row.
Here in Hot Springs, you'll experience a unique blend of history, relaxation, and natural beauty. The thermal waters at the heart of this destination have been revered for centuries for their healing properties.
As you step onto Bathhouse Row in Hot Springs National Park, you're transported back in time to an era of opulence and rejuvenation. The sight before you is a collection of grand and elegant bathhouses, standing as a testament to the rich history and healing waters of this unique destination.
The first thing that catches your eye is the magnificent Fordyce bathhouse. With its neoclassical architecture and ornate details, step inside and you'll discover a beautifully restored museum that acts as the park visitor center and offers a glimpse into the past. We're at the Hot Springs National Park. We're just stopping at one of the museums here. Learn about the rich history of the bathhouse, the stories of the people who sought the healing waters of the spring, and the luxurious treatments that were once offered there.
We visited the museum and saw what seemed like a quite luxuriant yet strange way to relax. Really something right out of the early 20th century. You don't even want to know what these hoses are for.
Oh, that one has a steel door. That must be for the zombies. Was there somebody sitting in the chair with you, like just staring at you while you took a bath? Obviously. Now that we're all gathered, I thought I would share this opportunity on how you can be your own boss by working for me at Amway.
I seriously do not understand how this was supposed to be relaxing here.
On display was what would now be considered exotic and maybe barbaric electroshock and other treatment devices, closer to medieval torture devices than what you would think of at a spa.
Rows of tiny changing rooms, not much bigger than what you'd expect if you were in an airplane. You could put your stuff in a locker, not much bigger than a glove box once you changed.
When you go in, a Ben just jumps out. I don't even know how you get changed in there. It's tiny. Okay, so we're up on the top floor. It's a little hot up here because it is an old historical building. And finally, what's more relaxing than hitting the gym? Maybe not so much if it's located on the top floor, well before air conditioning existed, and all the weights are made of wood. That, I'm assuming, would kill me. Nope.
Leaving the museum and walking further down the row, you come across the Buckstaff Bathhouse. Open since 1912, it has retained its original charm and offers traditional thermal bathing experiences.
As you continue, you'll see the Quapaw Bathhouse, a modern oasis with a nod to the past. The historic building has been beautifully renovated and now houses a contemporary spa and thermal bathing facilities.
Visiting Bathhouse Row in Hot Springs National Park allows you to immerse yourself in a rich history while indulging in relaxation and natural beauty. From the grandeur of the bathhouses to the healing thermal waters, this unique destination offers a rejuvenating experience that will leave you feeling renewed and inspired. Welcome to BikesBoozeBigfoot, eh? So today we went from, where the hell did we start? I gotta think about today. It was a long day. We went from Van Buren, which is just north of Fort Smith, Arkansas, to we're now in Hot Springs, Arkansas. Had some more issues with Crystal's bike.
So the first half of the trip was not that bad. It was only supposed to be about 3 hours. We stopped and got gas. It did take off perfectly fine. It started fine. I think it was the last hour that it started to act up again. It slowed way down on the highway. I got off on the shoulder and turned on my hazards. People were really nice. They got over into the left lane and went around. It was kind of embarrassing. I was stuck going about 45, and then it would start to speed up, so then I'd get back on the road, and then it would start to slow down again, and it was jolting. It was bucking really bad. I could not get it. Every time I tried to go on the throttle, it lost all power. My chain looks a little loose, but I don't think that was what it was. So we went off on a different direction on a slower highway, and I seemed to be doing okay. Every time I hit about 50, it'd start bucking and go back down and go back up and go back down. And there were a few instances where I did actually have to pull over, turn off my bike, and sit and wait. When I did that, it started up and went off just fine. I had no issues, but it was embarrassing because it was a 2-lane highway, so I had a lot of cars piling up behind me. It was a little more stressful than I would have liked. And then we got separated, so I went up the mountain pass and with a bunch of hikers and whatnot. I had to call him. I stopped, pulled over, and called him and tried to kind of figure out. So we decided to just meet at the hotel. I was going to either get a U-Haul and take the bike back tomorrow, or just drop it off and get a car and rent it for the rest of the trip.
Yeah, looking at options. I think based on the forums, that I've read is a pretty common issue with KTM 1090s, 1190s, and 1290s. It looks like they just have a weak fuel filter that a lot of folks are replacing every 8 to 10,000 miles, which we did not know for the last 20,000 miles or so. So it's still got the OEM one. It looks like the fuel filter is most likely clogged. We're hoping we can, I think the game plan at this point, since we don't have many good options, is to basically go to Walmart. Hopefully I have a T30 torque bit. I can take that out and clean out the filter and then limp it kind of back home to Des Moines. That's the thought. It looks like it's probably going to be an hour to do that in the morning. And we're just hoping the O-rings aren't shelled between now and that we can limp it back home. Hoping that if we keep a lot of fuel in it, that fuel takes, the full tank takes longer to heat up since it's more liquid, and that things go okay if we can clean out the filter enough to really limp it back home. The national park is quite different from the scenic stuff we've seen, but it's still very cool. It's a blast from the past, so to say. That's going to wrap up our video here for today. We did make it to Hot Springs. Hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. We'll be signing out here.